Iran stated clearly that whenever they're gonna be confronted with ammunition from the US, they will retaliate.
But
and
they mustn't be careless.
Even if it's careless, it will happen. And if it means that we come to a blink of World War III, let it be. How do you explain nuclear scientists from Russia who are currently in Iran?
The United States has control over the airspace in the Middle East. They would know if China is sending ammunition to Iran.
Do you know America has never won a war in the Middle East?
And Christianity is the only religion in the world that doesn't acknowledge other religions.
That's why I don't acknowledge it myself.
Yeah.
The same Israel that is killing people in Gaza. That's where Jesus was working. So do you want to tell me that the US, not knowing that Gaza had underground bunkers and movements of something like 500 kilometers, was like something that they were aware of? No, they were not aware of it. How long has Benjamin Netanyahu been in government?
Forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
Thank you. What has he been preaching forever?
Kill
Publicly.
America.
Of course. No. Kill America. No, you can never kill
lost,
America.
Chief. I think you're drowning in a pool of confusion now. Listen, Chief, that guy has been calling for Iran's downfall.
Yeah, of course.
That guy has been calling for Iran's for Iran to be dismantled when it comes to its weaponry and its ammunition, because they knew that Iran has a huge capability of building immense forces when it comes to rockets, when it comes to their drone technology. They do it at a cheaper rate compared to other countries, you get me? But they're doing it at a faster pace, the ammunition.
How so?
And
How are they doing it cheaper though?
I don't know what resources do they have specifically in order to do that, because if you remember, during the early wars of the special operation that was taking place in Russia, in Ukraine, that was took by Russia, they were being sent.
Iran.
No, Russia was being sent kamikaze drones. Those kamikaze drones, they were manufactured and finally produced in Iran. So Iran has a vast production when it comes to ammunition. Don't take it lightly.
I mean, I could believe that, because Iran, for me, is a closed country. Closed in a sense that, it doesn't allow a lot of external, interference.
True.
Other countries, and I think we're arguing even outside about the development. What is the meaning of development when we say a country is really developed, right? So for me personally, I think what we are seeing in the Middle East right now, it's more than just, you have nuclear weapons, I think for me, it's more of like saying, if America could dominate that area, that's almost like the center of the world, right? And if you think about trade, they could access Africa easily, they could access Europe easily, they could access Asia easily.
Yeah.
So the whole weapon thing, and even the intelligence report actually came 2 weeks ago to Trump to say there is no evidence that actually suggests that Iran is actually building nuclear weapons.
There's no concrete evidence.
Yeah. I think it was the national, it was the director of the
intelligence.
National Intelligence Department.
Yeah,
that lady. And then they sidelined her 72 hours ago, and took some of the decisions. And even now, the parliament, I guess the US parliament, is still saying that, the actions that Trump actually took last night are unconstitutional.
So the Jews mission, it's solemnly one, is for them to hold their own religious beliefs and solemnly hold it alone. They don't want competitors.
Who are the Jews here?
The Jews, who are the Jews?
Yeah.
The Israelites.
Yeah, but the Israelites are not necessarily the real people of Israel. So I wouldn't say they're the Jews.
I'm calling them the Jews because everything that they're doing and everything that they're partaking in, it's Jew related. You get me? So they don't want any contestation of any other religion when it comes to them. That's why you see the Middle East being contested at this high rate when it comes to confrontations, wars, everything. Um, as soon as 9/11 happened, ne, there's a guy that visited the Pentagon, and he used to work there as a general. Ne? He used to work there as a general. So he would want to find out how they were doing after the whole 9/11 saga and everything and what's going on. He was approached by one colleague, simply showing him a classified document that I was talking about. That classified document was simply explaining the whole format that they're going to build it in this way. It was that 9/11 event. Then it was going to open door for them to penetrate other countries, namely South Sudan, Iraq, Somalia. Somalia's in tatters today is because of them.
Okay.
You get me? So they had a proper strategy. Syria is also included in those 7 countries of the classified document. Where's Syria today? It's nowhere. So it's a plan that they had to continue with. And the last country on those 7 countries, it was Iran.
And this is where they are now.
This is where they are now.
Yeah, I mean, even if you look at like geographically the size of Israel, it doesn't make sense. It's like Swaziland and South Africa.
You get me?
You know, but Swaziland is like, imagine Swaziland bombing all these countries inside, like Botswana, you know, and Angola and everything. But you look at the size geographically, it doesn't even amount to like 10% of the landmark in Iran.
Yeah, it comes back to the doctrine and the power that people have access to. Because you look at the way you say it, Israel, it's a small country and how it's looking. But the power, the magnitude of the power that they have, that they possess, they're capable of doing anything. Even if their backers, the United States, don't correlate with them, it's going to be problematic for those people who deviate to them.
Do you think they can survive by themselves and still fight Iran in the way that they were doing in the last couple of weeks?
No, they won't. They need a backing of some sort. That's why.
So then we have what we call what is you know there's a concept that actually countries are actually companies, you know, and you know companies, they've got like subsidiaries. Like a group holding, it has like subsidiaries that actually represent the mother country or the mother company. Right.
Certainly.
So Israel for me is almost like that subsidiary of, you know, the United States, where they know that, okay, cool, we are way far from that region, so we need someone who can represent us in that region. And I think even in Africa, they were hoping that South Africa is going to be there, that, you know, subsidiary of America. The way we have, like, there's a lot of American companies in South Africa than any other country in the African continent. Over 500 companies, American-owned companies.
Are we not subsidiaries of them?
Actually are.
According to you?
I
think we are, considering that
I don't think we're there yet.
I think we are, considering that we are still taking loans from the World Bank and
But if there was a war right now, I don't think we're going to act like the way Israel is.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think there's a whole lot of like many contributors. In South Africa is a very complicated country. There's a lot of like contributors. A lot of people have interest in South Africa, and a lot of people have invested in the country. So I don't think it will be that easy. Like, you know, Israel, it's just a phone call away. You know, bomb the other guys, send whatever we're sending you. I don't think it will be that easily. So I wouldn't say that we are a subsidiary of, you know, the United States.
Which is a good thing.
Maybe we're going there. Who knows?
Why do you say it's a good thing?
It's a good thing. We shouldn't be captured to that extent where when there's a war happening, now we have to take a side, because the way that Ramaphosa seemed to be moving, is it on his own accord or with the assistance of the GNU?
Yeah,
he wasn't really picking sides, whether
which I don't support.
As members of BRICS will only be subject to whatever policies and procedures are placed within BRICS. He was able to go and still try and negotiate and find funding from the USA, because he made it clear from those BRICS press releases, we are a sovereign nation and we stand alone.
Yeah,
but we are still part of BRICS. So whatever we do outside is still,
Which is
so
tricky.
it's a good
Which is
thing.
tricky for me, honestly speaking. Like, if you were gonna say I am this and I am not, like for me that it's called the non-aligned thing, a non-aligned approach, I guess, in terms of like dealing with the international community. And I've criticized this approach many times, that Ramaphosa doesn't seem to have, and a lot of people also share this view, that he doesn't have the backbone. He doesn't seem to be the person that it doesn't seem to be the person that really can take a stand.
He's
and be like,
business
okay, cool.
orientated. The thoughtful process runs around money. It runs around my belly being full. You get me? So it comes back to that. Whether we like it or not.
He plays for both sides.
Yeah, he plays for both sides, and especially for his belly.
Right now, where we are right now, where the world is going, God forbid, I know you want the World War III
No,
to
I
actually...
don't. It's not a want. If it comes to that,
Yeah.
I'm chilled with it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm chilled with it, and
okay.
I'd really appreciate it, because I'm tired of this back and forth thing of like, this country's invading this one. This one is in alliance with this one. Like, where does that get us? You get me at the end of the
Yeah.
day. Just like right now, the whole world is quiet. Kids, women are dying in Gaza.
Yeah.
But then we see Israel and Tel Aviv as something very imperative to discuss and hold substance.
Yeah.
There's nothing imperative about Israel. Nothing.
But they have power.
They have power, and it's their power. We don't. We
But
don't
look at what
even
they are doing with
dispute
that
it.
power.
Yeah, they can invade it. But let me tell you something. History will always observe the truthful side of things. Like, whether you have immense power, I don't care. History will always dissolve you, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, but
that day will come.
history...
And if it comes, it will be World War III. And
At
we'll
what
be there
cost?
to
I mean, look, you talk about history,
Bro.
but at the end of the day, kids have died, and we can't
Kids
recover
have
those
died,
lives.
and we might as well follow them, Chief. If you are saying you are not willing to die for the right cause, and you are willing to suffer just because people are standing all in the name of power, then I'm not for that faction. Me myself, I will not stand for that faction,
cool.
because
What is
people
your
are
view?
chickening out. I don't know for what. I don't know for what.
They're afraid, bruh.
For what?
The bully.
There's no time to be afraid, bro. This is not a time where you
Bro.
need to put your feelings in.
America is
People
out there
die
making an
every
example with
second.
Iran and be like, if you
They're not
try to
making-
if you try to
So-
rebel like Iran and start opposing us and our foreign policy,
Let me-
will do to you what we have done to these guys. I think they're trying to set an example. Really.
No, they can try. I love the fact that you
Of course, they're
use
trying.
The word, yeah, I love the fact that you
because
use
they don't
the
know
word try.
how the other parties are going to respond.
True. Even also, they don't know if they are bunker levels underneath. They carry more nuclear developments or what? Because like they might have discovered the ones that they've discovered, but to what extent? To what extent do they know the capabilities and capacity of Iran's nuclear thing?
Let's say, right?
Yeah.
Hypothetically speaking.
Yeah.
Let's say today Iran decides that, we are finally going to war with the USA, right?
It's not a matter.
How do you perceive them actually going about it? Because I'm already thinking, right? We have to also look
it's
at...
a.
No. Listen, we have to also look at...
You asked me a question. I'm trying to respond. You asked me a question.
I'm not
responding to your
done.
question.
I'm not done. I have to give context so that when you answer on top
whole
of
thing.
context.
I'm
So
listening.
allow me to give context. I'm
Proceed.
saying, geographically speaking, America already has a base in the Middle East,
Short.
which is Israel.
Short.
And then they've got other smaller bases, like in other countries. America has military bases in all of these countries that they have bombed.
In the Middle East,
Lebanon,
they
Syria.
have more than 100 bases.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Let's
listen
just
to
put it that
listen
way.
to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Then listen to what I'm saying. That if they've got all of those bases there surrounding Iran, and the war has now been declared between the two countries, how best are they going to win this war?
Do you know America?
already lost,
Do you
man.
know America's never won a war in the Middle East? Are you aware of that? Are you aware of that history? Or like you're not? They've invaded a lot of countries in the Middle East.
But where are
they've
those countries
never-
now?
Listen, they've never won a war.
Where are those countries?
No, we're speaking about evaluating war and winning. Listen, Iran is not a solemn country that is standing on its own. it also has allies.
Partners.
North Korea, that is the first one. And trust me, Kim is not scared of playing with his toys. Can play with his toys at any
Is he
given
willing to
time.
fight for Iran?
At any given day, Chief.
Because
Let me
Iran
tell you.
has the
I
right
doubt.
stuff.
I
They have the
doubt.
uranium.
Okay,
I
let me give you a brief statement the previous week when Israel invaded Iran. Ne?
By who?
Because let me give you a brief statement. of
Yes,
what
statement
has-
made by who?
If you would listen, you would hear me what I'm saying. Let
Okay,
me
sure.
give you a statement
Yeah,
of
yeah.
what transpired the previous week when Israel invaded Iran.
Okay.
Kim stood firmly that he is in alignment with Iran. Not only him, Putin as well.
You know, this even China did so.
Do you know?
But
do you
what
know,
did they do?
Do you know that
on,
Russia? Do you know
on
that
the practical
Russia,
level?
Listen, do
They
you know?
speak about this on the news. They come and say, "No, we are with." If China actually made a statement and say, "No, we don't want the war to escalate. We actually condemn the United States involving itself in this thing." But they do nothing after that.
How
They do-
how do you
In
explain
the eyes,
scientists?
they do nothing. We don't know if they're sending, what's this? They're sending cargo via ships. They're
That's why
sending
I'm
cargo.
saying.
The United States has control over the airspace in the Middle East.
Hence
They would know if China is sending ammunition to Iran.
We
Nothing is
think-
happening, guys. It's
we think
over.
they
They are
would-
done.
No,
It's over.
not gonna happen. Iran
that's
is still
your-
gonna stand. Iran.
That's your opinion, and it's good. It's good. It's good. Don't worry about it. It's good. Like don't be
Iran
hard on
will
yourself. It's good.
retaliate.
Listen, Chief.
And it can win.
How do you explain nuclear scientists from Russia who are currently in Iran? Or you don't know of that statement? Let me fill you in.
Yeah, maybe
let
fill me in.
Yeah, let me fill you in. So since
Are they the ones developing the nuclear weapons?
they are there to oversee, hence I said in my statement, to
Yeah.
oversee the nuclear facilities that are transpiring, that they're being developed in Iran. Do you hear me? So the ones that the US has discovered bunker underneath nuclear sites, I don't think those are the only nuclear sites that Iran has.
Yeah.
Hence, Russia's scientists, they had to pull through in order for a strategic backing to be more better for them to do their own things without them being followed extremely. You get me? You mentioned the US being in Iran's airspace and what's not. It's good that they are there, they are overseeing whatever that they're seeing. Now, when you look at the satellites of the bunkers of the nuclears in Iran that have been attacked by the US as a recent developing thing,
Yeah.
we are not quite sure if they penetrated to the core of the 3 nuclear sites that
Yeah,
Iran.
sure.
We don't have facts on
Yeah.
that. There's no US official that went down there to say, no, we were underground, we saw things are damaged and this.
Yeah,
You're just
mission
getting
accomplished.
reports. You're just getting
But
reports.
also Iranian. There was a statement.
Yeah.
I think they had interviewed a couple of people on the ground. Obviously, this is media houses. You know, like sometimes you get
Media houses
information-
that are owned by Jews. Yeah.
I don't know.
They are.
But they said there was not really. They said America is exaggerating. Exaggerating the whole
Yeah.
thing of saying, we've done a lot of damage
Yeah.
into these facilities. But actually, what they are reporting that they hit is just like the entrances, like you're saying, it's underground tunnels, right? So it's just entrances, but the actual
targets.
actual weapons, or I guess projects that are taking place under those tunnels, they were not affected. We don't know how true is that, but that's just another part of
The reason
report
why
that we are getting.
the fights that are happening in the Middle East that involve Arab people and why the West really don't want them to do their own thing, the whole Middle East, it comes back to a religious thing. You get me? It comes back to a religious thing. The Christians, they think it's their way of operation.
Of course, yeah.
Or
Or
nothing.
nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of which that is totally wrong. It's
100%,
bull. It's bull.
yeah.
And
And Christianity is the only religion in the world that doesn't acknowledge other religions.
That's why I don't acknowledge it not myself. I don't acknowledge Christianity. I may recognize it, but I don't acknowledge it. So it's gonna be a long war that's gonna continuously happen even after generations that have passed, because simply they want to eliminate the completion of that Arab world and their doctrines and beliefs religiously. Because according to them, they are not supposed to even be existing.
Yeah.
I'd rather be Muslim than Christian, but
Why?
Not there. The Muslim religion seems and doctrine seems to be more not really peaceful.
Yeah.
100%, but they stand on their ground.
Yeah.
1 is 1 and 2 is 2. If you beat around the bush and talk about a 2.5 and a 1.5, you're cut off or you're disciplined and put in line.
So Christianity
has a lot of meandering and meanders.
And it has so many divisions underneath. The subsidiaries, the whole this
that's dangerous, bro.
And,
how do you
There's
trust
one
sides?
Islam.
Yeah.
Just like right now, they say
There's too much democracy.
Yeah, just like
too
right
much
now they
democracy
say
under
Jesus was working in Israel and what's on.
Yeah.
The same Israel that is killing people in Gaza. That's where Jesus was working. I'll choose to go to the left, me, Chief.
Yeah.
I won't be part and
Do
parcel
you
of
guys,
such.
do you guys think
Is it only? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Continue.
No, come before I
He
bring,
specified on the fact that it could be mainly religion based, but I'm looking at it from what is being put out in media, that it's still a hunt or a pursuit for the minerals and the
It's also
of course,
the minerals that are within the spaces of Iran and the Middle East.
True.
We're talking
also the
everything from
trade
crude
route.
oil
Also the trade route.
to
the
lithium.
trade route. Because like I just forgot that route. If
Gaza
Iran-
Strip.
No, not Gaza Strip. The one that they use to ship their oil and whatnot.
Okay.
If they close that route, because like it's a distance of like I think 5 meters or so.
5 meters is like
If they close that route, Chief, I'm telling you, like
5 meters or 5 kilometers.
500.
500 meters, something like that.
Let's say 500 kilometers.
Something like that.
Okay.
The reason I'm just making a hypothetical statement when I say 5 meters.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to make you understand that it's short, it's not long. Grasp the enormity there. So if they close that route, the cargo ship to deliver crude oil in order for the supply of gasoline in the world, like it's going to be affected immensely. And Iran has the capability of doing that because it's close to them. You get me? So it's something that they need to also consider as they confront the Iranians with attacks and bombardments as they do. And the US, if they think that they are alone in this and they think they are still the high power, they've got something coming. They've got something coming. The world
guys,
is
we shouldn't undermine the USA. The USA
We
is
are
still
not-
powerful.
Listen,
It's
we
still the
agree. It's not a
superpower.
matter of undermining them.
Yeah,
but
so
we
must-
can't boost their egos
No,
as well.
we
Chief.
don't. We don't.
Don't
We don't
boost
boost their egos.
That's what you're doing.
No. We have to be careful as we approach them.
Careful. You'll be careful alone, Chief. There's no one who's going to be careful when we approach the US.
Emuna.
Iran stated clearly that whenever they're going to be confronted with ammunition from the US, they will retaliate.
But they mustn't be careless.
Even if it's careless, it will happen. And if it means that we come to a blink of World War III, let it be.
Look what they did. America made a statement earlier on. They said, no, we're going to respond
in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks' time. And then
it was
in less than 2 weeks,
bro,
in,
it was
in
to
72
keep-
hours, they hit
Yes,
it.
it was to-
unexpected.
They
So what I'm
wanted-
trying to say is that you must be careful in approaching
No,
this.
bro.
You can't just say, no, I have nuclear weapons, so when America comes, I'm just going to bomb them and whatsoever. You don't know what they have.
So you also think that Iran, when it attacks the United States ally, Israel, like they just are taking for the fun of it. Everything
course,
is
there's
strategic.
no fun.
Everything is strategic. The same way you're explaining the strategic points of the US is the same as Iran, Chief.
But what is the track record of Iran? And
With
what is
what?
the track record of USA?
The track record of USA USA has invaded a lot of countries. Iran has not invaded a lot of countries.
So who's more dangerous there?
Who has more
we can't speak
experience?
about
And who's
danger
more
because you
it's
have you won the
war.
wars.
It's
Have you
war.
have you won the wars? Thank you.
But we
how
have enough-
many? How
we
many?
can debate what do you mean by winning the war, because Mina, you know what
What
I
do
can
you
say.
mean?
You know what I
Yeah.
can say in terms of winning.
Yeah.
I would say where the same countries. I mean, we can also speak about like the war in what is this country in Asia where they fought with nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
Vietnam.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Vietnam. When you study history, Vietnam won the war. Vietnam won the war.
Yeah.
It defeated USA
Yeah.
with guerrilla tactics, right? But where is Vietnam right now compared to the USA? So I would still say the USA won.
Let me tell you.
Where is Iraq compared to the USA? Where is Lebanon compared to the USA? Where is Syria? Where are those countries?
Chief?
So-
So the way you're explaining this
Yeah.
thing, it's like you want us to be scared. Of
No, I'm not
him.
saying be scared. I'm just
no,
stating.
Chief.
No, I'm
Chief,
stating facts.
You're stating fallacies. You're not stating facts. You're stating fallacies, and those are not facts. They're
guys.
your own facts. Those are your own facts, clearly and on point. Chief, we will
Who has
not.
the track record
of what?
of bombing
Of what?
countries?
Of
li-
bombing countries? It's the US.
and
Because
leaving
they're
them,
the biggest
and
invaders.
leaving them in ashes.
In ashes?
Yeah.
I don't know about
But then
ashes.
they did do a number on
I don't know ashes.
Iraq.
I don't know ashes.
Yeah.
They did do a number on Iraq. Iraq
Yeah.
is active, but not really as
The,
active
the,
as
the
it
Middle
was.
East as a whole,
Yeah.
the Islamic State as a whole,
Yeah.
you guys, you think they operate where we operate, which is on the surface of the ground level where people can see. They operate underneath. That's where their biggest.
Nah, guys, maybe we're
strength
giving them
is.
too much credit.
No, we're
guys.
not giving them too much credit. So do you want to tell me that the US not knowing that Gaza had underground bunkers and movements of something like 500 kilometers was like something that they were aware of? No, they were not aware of it. They were not aware of it.
For real?
They were not.
I would say.
They were not. Because here's a corresponding example. Just like the bombs that they bombed the nuclear facilities of Iran. Like, they are not even certain how far they reached underground.
Yeah, of course,
Because
yeah.
they are satellites and they are whatever.
Yeah.
They can't reach that point, bro.
Yeah.
The only people who have basis and facts when it comes to the underground operations are the Islamic State people.
Yeah, there I could agree with you on that one, because obviously, if they knew, they would have gone for the actual.
So
They would have gone for the actual.
Yes.
And another thing is that if they really bomb the sites and,
Yeah.
destroy the sites, like if I'm developing a nuclear weapon or nuclear bombs,
I won't put it blatantly where people will see it.
because it could also,
Yeah.
besides that, it could also destroy the country
Yeah.
itself.
Or
So
if
it needs to be in a space where really it's secured,
Protected,
right?
okay.
And if I'm throwing a bomb underneath, those are serious, chemicals.
And you know,
Can't just be that it's the bomb and then there's fire, there's smoke, there's
Then it's
ashes,
strike.
and then that's it.
I
But there was a nuclear bomb there.
I concur with you, considering
I
the
don't
fact,
agree.
considering the fact that, as you see, Israel, when Israel keeps on stating throughout the years, through Benjamin Netanyahu from the years of 1992, he was stating that Iran is building a nuclear weapon. Iran is building this.
They're
Iran
very
is
close
doing
to
that.
a completion.
So like they were scared because they know that Iran is capable of, if they build it, they're capable of using it. And they are not.
Of
gonna
course, they're not building it,
they're not,
for fun.
Yeah, they're not gonna shy away like them
Yeah.
having numerous nuclear bombs that they're not using.
Yeah.
Iran is gonna use it because it's not a country that is waiting for Jesus to come back or see the return of the sun. No, don't be such.
You know
So-
what made me laugh
Yeah.
is the Donald Trump statement. The way he was, even the tweet itself.
Yeah.
To say, no, we have destroyed these guys. This is something that no
not
other
coming
country,
back.
no other country in the world could ever, have done whatsoever. For me, it gave me the vibes of like, what to say?
Yeah.
It's like it's like you are trying to
So when
to
you
scare
compare-
people and exaggerate that
Yeah.
I've got something big but I'm hiding it, or like you understand?
As if like we don't know already. Like, we know your capabilities. We know what you have.
It sounded like a PR statement. Didn't sound like a military statement that
I'm
boasts
reporting
about.
that we have.
No, it sounded like a PR statement so that people could believe.
So when you look at statements from the supreme leader of the Iranians that they want axed, Netanyahu and his cabal, or Trump. When you look at their statements, they are telling you that we are going to retaliate in a manner that the world has never seen. And always their statement, it emphasizes the fact that what we are going to do, the world has never seen. They're not people to take out statements. But when they do, they do.
Yeah.
It's for action.
And it's for action. It's not for...
Also, it's because they know, like you were saying, the media is owned by the Jews.
Oh, now you agree. Okay, let's continue. No. Let's continue. Let's continue.
No, it's a fact. It's a fact. You understand?
Thank you.
It's a fact. But listen to what I'm saying.
No, I'm just saying thank you to what you said.
Take a breath and listen.
No, I'm listening, Chief.
The media,
the
biggest media companies, they're owned by Jews.
Facts.
Right? We know the people that owns the companies behind those media houses. That's a fact. I acknowledge that.
Yeah.
I'm saying Iran, in it not playing around in the media space, they know that, who controls the distribution. So they would rather make communication through other means.
That's why 2 days ago, prior to the attack to their nuclear facilities, they shut down the internet in Iran.
That's strategic, eh?
It's strategic.
I don't know whether
it's smart.
it's strategic.
It is.
Yeah, apparently it is.
If you're being invaded by another country, that is...
And America's ICT is very strong. They could literally shut down the entire country just by accessing your internet.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like the Starlink thing.
But apparently Starlink was like, hey, here's free Wi-Fi, guys. Connect, hotspot to Iran. Then they could...
Really?
That was dope.
Then they could
happened.
access... They could access internet again for a couple of hours.
I missed that one. So Elon Musk...
He's in the things. He's in the things.
What's that?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it happened.
Crazy. Are we looking at World War III?
It will be interesting.
Hey.
Hence, I say continually.
He was saying that...
No, I said that even now.
He touched on Jesus Christ coming back, and I thought apparently this whole Iran and Israel thing is biblically.
Oh, you think
rooted.
it might,
there's a biblical reference.
You think it might compel Jesus to come back?
No, the Jesus, it's the machinery, bro.
Probably.
For them, it's the machinery that they use.
It's been a long time coming, the whole Jesus thing. We should maybe start questioning: Is Jesus still coming or not? So
no, Jesus is not. Jesus will not, for people who think Jesus will come in the physique, Hashem, they're aloof. I'm sorry to say this, they're aloof, and they will never see the day of time of that Jesus appearing like a human being. That will never happen.
Let me deviate a bit.
Before you deviate.
Sure.
So this thing, but I just found an extract is in. But this whole thing between Iran and Israel started when Israel was abandoned by Britain. Then
it was called British Palestine.
Then the Jews came in. Yeah. The surrounding areas were like, nah, we don't think these guys deserve this land.
Yes.
So bomb them. Yeah. They bombed them. They survived. The Israelites survived.
That's when they started the whole Jesus story.
I get it. This is what I'm saying with the Orania Western Cape thing. People come here, they claim independence. And then
the right of your
we get into conflict, and then it's a war, and then after the war it's a two-state solution. Two-state solution means we divide the country. Okay, Orania, your own country, and then the rest will be South Africa, and then that war continues.
Then South Africa tries to bomb.
This is what's happening in Congo.
Orania.
This is what's happening. Like the war that is based on land, it never ends.
Yeah,
it never ends.
It's a continual thing.
It never ends. The people that are the people that are in Israel, they are not the original people.
We know.
They're not.
We know. They stole their land. They're continuously
but
doing
everyone
that
is okay
even now.
They even have the audacity to develop nuclear weapons and start bombing people around.
You can't say everyone is okay with it when now yourself, while you said they are big, they have ammunition, they have power. What do you expect people who don't have those things to do? What do you expect them to do? Because they take a penthouse, they literally put in a stone inside their penthouse, they round it until they throw it to that soldier. That is the only power that they have, those people. Then when you come with your Kalashnikov, you murder the head of a 7-year-old. You murder the head of a 9-month-old child.
Yeah.
And then it's supposed to be okay.
Let me deviate a bit because we're talking about Jesus. I wanted to bring something in. I've watched a lot of people on YouTube. I don't know if you watch, if you ever came across like near-death experiences. This is people's like personal, personal experiences, right?
Okay.
So a person would be maybe, involved in a huge accident.
Then they start hallucinating and stuff.
No, it's not hallucination.
I've been involved. Jesus is hallucination.
No. Listen to what I'm saying. It doesn't involve Jesus. I just want to bring it back to the World War III thing. And these people, they go through like this whole. You find that a person is in coma for like 100 days.
Yeah, I get
like
that.
really the only thing that is really keeping them alive is the machine, right? And then when they wake up, sometimes it's shorter than that. When they wake up,
They tell you they went to heaven.
no, they'll probably tell you a whole lot of story that is really unbelievable. Like
dog.
it's very hard to believe, dog.
whoever would
But
believe
let me
that.
tell you something.
Yeah.
You know how you do research, right?
Yeah, bro.
You look at common denominators.
Shot.
So you look at common denominators of those stories. People from around the world, different places, they almost speak about the same thing. Now, done with that. I've packed it. Now, there are people recently that have been communicating visions about the World War III. This is before Israel, Gaza, and whatsoever. Even videos from like 10 years ago, people speaking about it, like they're having visions and premonitions about what's really going to happen. Even now, before COVID, even I think during COVID they were very like they were too much on the internet, man. A lot of people were just speaking a whole lot of stuff. So now that we have Iran and Israel and America, and we potentially going to have a World War III. I'm just thinking, maybe it's time to actually look at what these people spoke about, because we've been dismissing them. We'll be like, you're hallucinating.
I'm still dismissing them now.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
What?
How do you explain a dream? Let's say you're sleeping.
No, bro, that's a complicated thing.
No,
Don't
it's
explain
not.
dreams.
It's not. I'm trying to come back to what you were saying.
Even
Let
science
us
cannot
unfold
explain
it.
dreams, bro. They
Yeah,
tried.
you
Don't
can't.
explain
I get,
dreams.
You can't.
Yeah.
I get. Let's say before you sleep, 30 minutes
Yeah.
before you sleep, yeah, you think of your long lost love ex-girlfriend. You
Why
get-
would you
no,
do
I'm
that?
listen.
Oh, okay,
Listening
sure.
it's a skill.
Sorry.
You think of your last long love girlfriend.
I don't have anything
Then
to think
you
about.
sleep. You sleep. Then you dream of that girl. The same lost
Yeah.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, of course.
Bro, like, what are the chances that you get so invested in studying information about what happened in history, religion-wise, and what's on? You're going to dream about those things. You're going to have visions about those things. Because, like, your main focus mentally, it's solemnly there.
Yeah, but I'm telling you,
you can't listen.
I'm
you
telling
can't
you about people that
you can't tell me-
randomly.
They're hallucinating. I'm telling you now.
How do you hallucinate about? How do
Listen,
you randomly
if,
hallucinate?
If it
About a
involves the Bible,
Yeah.
as they call it, the holy book. I don't know how holy
It doesn't
is
involve the Bible. You're not listening.
Hey, if it involves, you said, Chief, you mentioned specifically.
I was trying to
It
make
could be
sense.
some
I was trying
Gomas
to
as
to
well.
make
Don't
you
make
understand.
sense with the Bible or Jesus. Don't.
There's no
It's
Bible.
not gonna
There's no
make sense.
Jesus
It's not
involved.
gonna make sense.
There's no
for
Bible.
me.
There's no Jesus involved. Zero.
But
What I'm
heaven
telling you,
was there.
there's no heaven. I'm telling you about people that have premonitions, like future events.
Yeah, it can happen. It happens, bro.
But what are you saying?
It's like a deja vu type of thing.
So
You get me?
you basically don't believe
With what?
or that such people are having visions about something that can.
No, they are there. Listen, most of the things that the late Credo Mutwa spoke about, for
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
instance,
yeah,
you get me?
Sure.
They came to pass.
Fade.
Yeah.
Not to say that I don't believe those
That's what I'm
things.
talking about.
I do. Yeah, don't make a reference or a question to heaven or Jesus. That's my problem.
Why do you have a problem with Jesus, bruh?
I told you, I'm
Hey,
not
but
of that
Jez,
faction, Chief.
Quick,
Yeah?
quick
I'm
question.
not of that faction. Me.
Quick question. Can we try and probably bring it home quickly?
Yeah.
The effects of this war on SA, because now we know that Iran is part of
BRICS.
Yeah.
Iran is part of main suppliers of uranium,
And it's part of
not
BRICS. They
uranium,
recently
but
just
yeah,
joined
it's-
BRICS.
yeah, it's
the
part of
crude
BRICS.
oil.
They
Crude
no,
oil.
not recently. They joined BRICS before the assassination of the former leader of the Iranian state, the one who died in a helicopter. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was assassinated. It
Yeah.
wasn't a helicopter. There was no helicopter.
Of course. I
in
mean,
Tontoni
why
there.
would a helicopter
Yeah.
of a head of state
Yeah.
not be checked? There's
They
no
killed
way.
that
Yeah.
man.
So now, if are we going to, as SA, are we going to be impacted as far as crude oil is concerned only, or do we actually source uranium from Iran and try and use it? Because we did have a nuclear facility,
Yeah.
or still do have nuclear facilities, but then they're not fully functional. Some are
Zero.
working, but then as keeping us.
Ah,
So
swag.
are we just getting crude oil from Iran?
In terms of trade, in
or
terms of
crude oil,
yeah,
and
in terms of trade, really, I'm not really sure how we're going to be affected. But I know relations between Iran and South Africa, because when you think about 1948, the realization of Israel as a state, you're also thinking about apartheid in South Africa started in the law was officially made, official in 1948, and Israel then supporting the apartheid regime, and the whole thing that happened, subjecting black people to this racial laws and whatsoever. Israel was actually supporting the apartheid government, but Iran and Palestine were the countries actually in the Middle East that I know that were against the whole thing. So the relationship goes back to that time. But in terms of like trade right now, today, the biggest trading partner in terms of Iran is actually China.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually China. China is like the biggest trading partner. They also trade with Iraq. And when you look at percentage wise, Iraq's like the lowest, sitting at like 6%. So South Africa is probably lesser than that, which if it is lesser than that, it means we won't be affected that much.
I think in terms of wars, South Africa will never be affected when it comes to trade. We have a culture of turning to like tiptoe on both sides as a country. You get me?
None align.
Yeah, like we don't directly align.
Maybe we should thank
And
Ramaphosa for that.
For what? For tiptoeing?
Yeah.
You want to thank him?
I know. I've criticized that long time ago.
It's wrong.
But
Yeah.
maybe this is where it is beneficial.
For who?
For the
us as
country.
SA.
For the country.
Yeah, for the country.
Okay.
That we are not necessarily picking sides. So, the enemy does not necessarily find us at fault. Because at the end of the day, South Africa is very swag, bruh.
We don't have Air Force. We don't have a Marine Force.
Did you see the guys that were sent in Congo? We were watching Kaizer Chiefs, bro, and they were singing and whatsoever. There's nothing. No one can. This country, basically, I'm sorry, this country doesn't have a defense force.
Yeah, I would concur with what you're saying, considering that we don't have large movement when it comes to distribution or just a mere production of producing ammunition and our kind of camps the way we would love for our defense military to be like. You get me?
Yeah. I think it's the another thing also is privatization, because Dinel is the one that actually produces military equipment for South Africa. But in the last couple of years, Dinel has been under scrutiny. It has been accused of corruption. They are trying to privatize it.
It's a common denominator in this country.
It's a reason. It's a reason. It's one of the reasons, I guess, we are where we are today.
So unfortunately, we don't have a defense force. We do not have a marine force, because apparently there are parts that belong to helicopters that need to be outsourced from other countries, but there's no parts anymore. So
Parts?
yeah.
What
So
parts?
like a ship part, let's say a wheel for for example, a wheel in a car.
Yeah.
You can't find the wheel in Mzansi, you have to import it. But then you can't really import it because the manufacturer
You
doesn't
see,
have stock.
this is where I
Yeah,
have
it
a
comes
problem.
Now
to
we
what
are
I
in
said,
a
the
state where we
production.
don't have a marine force, we do not have a air
It's
force.
over-reliance.
If we are attacked at this moment, we are alone.
That's
Or
why
maybe China
that's
can
why
come
I don't
through.
want it to happen. And Theo is encouraging for World War III.
I'm not encouraging for World War III.
You are, bruh.
What I'm saying is, if it transpires
Everybody knows on
at
this
this
show
moment
you are.
and we get alerted on our digital devices via the internet that we need to brace ourselves, World War III is about to transpire, I'm chilled with it. I'll put emphasis on what I'm saying. I'm chilled with it. I welcome it with both hands. Let it come to pass so that people can take this life thing serious. And when they die, they know they die for what.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You get me?
Let's wrap it up with the. So I think we are done. We can conclude on the Iran, Israel, America issue.
Yeah, we
Right.
can conclude on the Iran terrorist Israel issue. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Terrorist. All right. Sharp. This topic that I want us to just wrap up with, bringing it back home. Obviously, Floyd Shivambu, the former president of the former deputy president
of
the EFF,
Yeah.
former MK
SG.
party SG.
For 2 minutes noodles. He was there for 2-minute noodles.
Yeah, he's now he's
Almost
now embarking
parliamentarian.
on a journey to launch a new political party. He's claiming he's going to consult with the rest of the country. I saw on Facebook now he posted a link, a Microsoft form link, where you can fill in your views. I just want to check it out. Actually,
Do you
see-
take that?
Or he's consulting.
Do you take
Yeah,
that
that's
guy,
the part of consultation.
Do you take that guy serious? Number one.
I do actually.
With what?
Look, what do you mean with what?
No, like I'm trying to understand, or like, where is this? This is someone important that
Okay, let me-
I
let-
can
let-
listen to. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trying to understand that. Yeah.
This is a guy who built a party that is 11 years old.
Yeah, you co-build. Let's not specify.
A party can never be built by one person.
Certainly, but it can. It can. Don't say it can.
It can't be.
never. Chief,
A
don't say.
political party can never be
Listen,
built by one
you can't
person.
say
There's no way.
It can happen. We are living in a world of possibilities.
Who's Julius without the top six executive? Who's Julius
They're all
without the
gone.
branches?
They're all
Who's
gone. He's
Julius
still
without?
Julius. He's still Julius Moshabiselo Malem. You are saying who's Julius? He's still the same person. He's still the same person.
There's always gonna be people that assist you, bruh.
We understand that is no longer Brenda Fassie and the black dudes, the way Floyd puts it in his press conference
Yeah.
that he held wherever.
Okay,
Was it
cool.
Madrid?
He co-built. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
He co-built
Yeah.
a party
Short.
that is 11 years old.
Short.
This is the party that is now the fourth largest political party in
Short.
South Africa.
Short.
And previously he has also contributed to a whole lot of stuff. I think in the last episode we also spoke about how he used to sit in the NSFAS board, how he used to write for the unions and all of that. And he's a law graduate as well.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Those are the credentials that we must not just
Overlook.
Overlook.
But then to build a political party, you're talking about certain things that need to be in place: money, brand, and
Credibility.
He has
most
10 years
most
experience.
importantly.
but then he doesn't have a brand that he can use to push the political party.
I see
Where
the-
was the brand when
Guys,
EFF was
I
studying?
see the brands. I
built.
see the brands. I see
They
the
built it
money.
from scratch.
Credibility. Will you have followers? That's where it needs to start. You can't come
We
to
don't
us.
know.
You don't know. Don't say we. Don't speak for us, Chief. Speak for yourself. Learn
don't
to speak.
know.
No.
Listen.
I don't want
We
want
don't
this
know.
inclusion thing.
No,
Chief.
we don't know. We don't know yet. We are only going to find out when the political party is launched. Just like on the 16th
And
of
again,
June when
don't say-
MK
don't
was
say
launched by
political
Jacob
party.
Zuma. For me, I was like, he fumbled. But look at what MK did. It shocked us.
With what?
With
the-
what?
the
Yeah.
turnout,
With what?
the
With
numbers
what?
they
Like,
got.
That's. I'm not gonna answer that question because that's an obvious one.
Cool. Let's go back to Branyinko Floyd. Ne? So he
Floyd
wants
Shivambu.
he wants to start a political movement rather
Party.
than no.
Or a movement rather than a party.
Yeah.
Listen. in order for you to formulate a party, there are certain steps that you need to overtake and meet a certain number of
course, yeah.
whatever. Yeah, let's not say party. Let's not speak about
But at the end of the day, he's forming a party.
No, guys.
This is the beginning stage.
Let
like
me
an
tell you,
NGO
here are the
something.
chances. Here are the chances. Listen, here are the chances. That movement can die before it becomes a party. Do you know of that? BLF died before it even became a party. It was a movement. The one that was formulated by Andile Mqithama.
Because they failed. They failed to.
This is what's going to happen, like, to Floyd.
But you can't compare BLF.
Bro, I can.
No,
I
you
can.
can't.
You can't say I can't.
No, you can't.
What's the name
You know
of
what?
his party?
Oh my
What-
God.
what's
No,
the
we don't have the name of his party as yet. You know
Okay.
why I'm saying you cannot?
You
Movement.
don't have. You don't speak for us, Chief. I'll let's say this. Like we're gonna have this thing on camera.
Of course.
Whenever you speak for us, like don't say we.
I'm saying
say,
we,
I
bruh.
don't know. Say I don't know.
We.
Let
Do
me
you
give
know?
Yeah, I do.
What's
Let
the
me
name of the party?
It's Mbulu. It's a Tsonga word that listen.
That
You
reference-
ask me, then you're
Okay, cool. Yeah,
I
let me
don't
give you a chance.
understand,
Okay,
like
cool.
that.
Yes. What's
Chief,
the name of the party? Explain.
It's Mbulu. It's a Tsonga name that refers to a certain particular animal.
Yeah.
I don't know what it means or it references according to Floyd. You get me?
Okay.
Seeing that banner behind him when he does his press conferences nowadays and he does his speeches
Yeah.
or records everything,
Yeah.
he puts that banner. That is the name of the political movement.
You think so?
So I don't think so. I know so. Stop asking me if I think or what. I know.
Sure, yeah.
So listen.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah. I still don't believe
Yeah,
that,
you
though.
still don't believe it. You're gonna believe it when it transpires. Just like when you didn't believe when I told you that tribalism was happening at MK party. Then you found out for yourself.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you found out for yourself. You'll also find out for yourself when it transpires. So
It's cool.
So Floyd is gonna do that movement thing. The reason why he did that press conference, he was trying to make people look his way. He was trying to make the country focus his way. Yes, the source was pretty saucy at the time that he did that. Like people
sure.
were speculating, people were saying numerous things. So he had to come out and clear a number of things and voice out his opinion and what is transpiring.
Yeah.
That guy is not someone that I can trust personally.
Why?
That guy, because number one, you can't come to a press conference and lambast people and take excitement from the giggles of journalists and think that is way to move.
Isn't it what Julius does all
What?
the time?
I don't know. Maybe you know.
That's Julius.
You'll tell-
That's-
No, I don't
that's
know.
a tactic, Nyana.
If that's Julius, then you are telling me that Floyd is a replica of Julius. Are you willing to follow that replica? I don't think so.
Okay.
So his movements are gonna be similar to most people that whenever they leave, they break out to one faction, they form this. They break out to one faction, they form this. I cannot trust a man that is unstable in all his ways. Like a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. That guy left the Economic Freedom Fighters a couple of days ago. I say days because literally you can count the days. Then he went to Mkhonto Wesizwe.
Let's see how many days did it
Then he wants to leave, according to me, simply because he got what he wanted. I think it was his exit route from scratch from the Economic Freedom Fight. He knew that he wasn't gonna stay long as the Secretary General of Mkhonto Wesizwe. He knew the factions that were internally happening at the MK party. He knew about the amount of money that he claimed that they were being stolen on a monthly basis. A figure of 7 million.
On a monthly.
Chief, let
That's
us
a lot.
be real. Let us be real.
But if it was donations, then
And
yeah, makes sense.
also, you want to tell me that when you can just expose that and not have a hand, don't play with us.
Why would he expose it if he knew that it's going to implicate him?
To what? Bro. So, some things like you make sure that you clean them thoroughly to a point whereby they don't even tie you
Yeah,
up.
look, generally politicians are dirty. We know
They're
that.
dirty, bro.
We have
He
accepted
can't
that as part of
expose other
reality.
people of stealing funds of the party. while he's Kim Samaria, he's
Definitely
Solomon.
not.
No,
Yeah.
come on.
Is the
guys.
clean one.
Come on, guys.
With the
Then
VPS
he,
thing.
then he goes to the press conference and claims that I'm still going to consult with elders. There's nothing that is going to consult with elders.
But why do you say the VBS thing? Sorry to deviate. The VBS thing, because
Bro,
nothing has happened. No one has come forward and say, the law has not come forward and say we're prosecuting this guy because of VBS. Nothing.
if I'm not
Literally
mistaken,
nothing.
there was a brur that was taken to account, and he mentioned Floyd and his brother being the ones that received money into the EFF after the EFF had created a VPS account with them. So
Yeah.
the condition was for us as VPS to give you guys a loan, you need to create an account, and then we'll deposit 5 million, and then so Floyd and his brother are implicated within that transaction.
So what is if the bank, if NetBank is saying, okay, cool, wanna break it down, if in order for us to give you a loan, we can't push the funds through Capitec. You have to open a NetBank account. What is wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong.
So this is what I'm saying, that the VBS thing doesn't implicate him at all. I don't see anything.
What was that money for?
It doesn't matter.
Where did VPS get that
stealing
money?
funds off,
No,
of,
it doesn't
of
matter.
innocent people and say it doesn't matter.
It's a
Wow.
loan. It's a loan. It's a bank. It's a mutual bank. It offers loans.
It's a loan because it becomes the way the format of it goes. You formulate it in a manner that it seems legitimate, so that when it comes to the public eye, it is in that essence. So are you telling me that those formulations are proper in accordance to the way they are moving? Like the designing of this accounts and this loans, like, is it the way to go?
White people do that all the time.
Yeah, white people do that all the time because they're superior than us. They are at the upper level.
So when we do it, what's wrong?
Oh, you're promoting it.
No, but
No,
listen.
you are.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Yes, I'm
Listen
listening.
to what I'm saying.
Yes.
I don't promote crime. I don't promote anything that is
Corruption.
illegal. Corruption,
Okay.
all of those
Okay.
things.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, if other people are doing it and they're not held accountable,
You might as
Why
well
shouldn't
do
it
it.
be
you
done?
might as well
That's
do it. Oh,
I was in there,
I might as well do it.
Let's fix the count,
Because then
guys.
it always puts me at a disadvantage all the time. Both
Okay.
of you, they're doing it. They're getting away with it.
Okay, cool.
So there will be
And I'm always on the losing side, bro.
Let's come back to this fellow Floyd. So he wants to form a political movement.
Yeah.
And that movement looks gloomy because it's new. Which political movement, especially from subordinates, I'll call them as subordinates because they were never at the leading position of peak level. Ne?
Yeah. This guy was the deputy president.
Yeah, he was a
of the
deputy. He
EFF.
was deputy. That is subordinate. That is whether you call it deputy
He was
or
the
what,
SG of MK.
that is subordinate still. That's why he was fired. That's why he was recalled. Call it whatever, but at the end of the day, he was a subordinate. Which movement or party of a subordinate have you seen succeed in this country? Name one. Name one. That was formulated by a subordinate. Name one.
EFF. The Youth League is still a subordinate in
I agree with you.
In that
I agree
instance,
with you.
yeah.
It survived. It
Yeah.
survived because it had someone who had leadership skills, charismatic towards the masses.
Action SA.
He
Herman Mashaba.
Chief.
What do you mean?
Take us serious.
No, I'm taking you
No,
serious.
how often do you think of Herman Mashaba as a politician? You, solemnly alone, you.
It's fine.
I'm saying how
I don't
often.
hold him in high regard, but
it goes
he has
for
the numbers.
it goes for a lot of people. That's what I'm saying.
You
Listen,
said
it goes for
I
a
must
lot
not
of people.
say we.
It goes for a lot of people. I don't say we. It goes for a lot of people. They don't think for Herman Mashaba it's a mere business person. Pre-94, when the so-called democracy came, those were the first people that got privileges of businesses. That guy, he owned a whole company, yeah, black like me. Of
course, yeah. In Mabopane,
you get me? So like they were just prodigies of being there. We're building you to become there. Like, take
Yeah,
us
it's
serious.
fine, but let's
You
look
get
at
me?
politics.
We are looking at politics. You
was in the
mentioned-
DA?
You mentioned Julius. Listen.
Yeah.
You mentioned Julius. You mentioned Julius. And Julius, I said to you, you need to be charismatic towards the masses. You need to be of leadership essence that has qualities that can speak to the masses. Floyd doesn't have that. Floyd is a proud Tsonga bror that is just there, bro. He's just there. Like, I don't wanna lie. He's
Okay,
just
we'll
there.
see how it unfolds. In the next couple of weeks. I guess or months. I don't know how long the consultation
Yeah.
process will actually take place.
Yeah.
But if I were to place a bet right now, look, I politicians, I know they are all the same, right? It's just a matter of how much do you have your ego under control. And I think his ego went out of control for some time. But right now, I think he really has it under control.
I think he's losing
And
the
I could
ball.
bet. And I
For
could
me, I
bet.
think he's losing the ball even further. And
think
it's
so?
bad. It's bad.
too early.
Do you
It's
know,
too early to
it's
tell,
not
bro.
early, bro. It's
It's too early to tell.
it's early for bro. It's late
Okay,
for
what's
him.
going to happen to him? What's the worst case?
What's the worst?
What's the worst case scenario?
He's gonna
here?
be in the periphery. Do you understand the political periphery?
No ways.
Ask Bo Terale Kota.
Oh.
Ask Bo Willie Madisha. He's gonna be those bros. Sooner or
the side.
later, believe it or not. He's gonna be those bros. And it's gonna be sad to see such a prominent, I wouldn't say young, but then he's still in his youthful days, like not that youth, but youthful days
what
whereby
if
he's still has
Mbuyiseni
ti-
Ndlozi comes back and joins him? And then the two of
like,
them.
forget about it.
They push the
Mbuyiseni
movement.
Because
is-
he's charismatic. He's a people's person.
That's why he went to radio. That's why he went to Power FM. That's why right now he's
Aye, but
working.
that was a flop
That's why
move,
he's
yo.
working for Given Mkari currently.
Yeah,
You get
no.
me?
Yeah, no,
You're
that's-
just there being told.
That was a
already,
flop.
This is your line of
Flop
march.
move.
Now
Yeah,
you get me.
yeah,
So
yeah.
there's nothing imperative to that extent. So Floyd committed political suicide, shot himself in the foot by leaving the economic freedom fighters first. He shot himself in the foot by attending
But
those.
there was no growth for him.
Listen.
There was no growth.
Regardless of growth, right now,
So he
he's-
must just be stuck there.
Okay, listen. Right now, he's growing at 0.001%.
It's fine, but that's growth.
That's bad, bro. That's
Better
bad.
than that.
It's horrible, bro. It's horrible.
Eh?
The reason
It's
why
better than nothing.
The reason why even that guy went to do that press conference thing, it was because President Zuma did that. He spoke about
Or the speech
Yeah,
during
the
the
speech.
youth day
You
at the
get me.
stadium. Yeah.
It rubbed him off the wrong way. It rubbed
was
his
retaliating.
ego. He was retaliating. And okay, I understand that maybe exiting points that were there, like planned and assessed properly before
Yeah.
they could be implemented. So he saw an opportunity that, okay, while we are still the center of focus, let me just jump at this. Let me just
Wow.
strike.
So this
while
was a
the
quick
iron is-
thing.
Yeah, it was a quick thing.
Yeah.
Though he had shots hidden in the bag that I'm gonna strike this when the time is right. I guess he thought maybe the time was right, but bro, it's bad. It's bad for Floyd. It's bad.
On my side, the worst that could happen to the Brur is that he'll try this movement with him being, or he'll end up in a very powerful position as far as the movement is concerned and whatever the movement is trying to accomplish. If it means that the movement will stand for the workers' rights, he'll gain a position. Like with the conference, there was a speech he did at a Mausa gathering, and he said that he asked President Jacob Zuma to volunteer for Mausa. And Mausa represents the CWP and EWP. Is it EWP? CWP and EPWP or something like that. But then it's basically a union of workers that are represented entry level. These are the people that do your street cleanings.
Yeah.
These are people that are given very low peanut earning jobs, unfortunately, but they do a significant amount of work.
Yeah.
Although they are infamously known for lazing around after 12 o'clock and stuff like that. But he'll be given a position where he's speaking for the people in such a union.
It's expected of him.
It's the old way of recruiting for
Yeah,
me.
it's the old way of recruiting
Yeah.
because when you look at people like Mpomorolani, Mpomorolani was the first president of the student command. I once mentioned this, SAEFF. they were studying at the University of South Africa, UNISA. So when Bo Floyd left the EFF, le bo Mpho Morelane, they left the EFF. They went to Mkhonto weSizwe. So the part and parcel of that cover. The reason why I'm referencing this guy, they were fighting for the same cause.
We're wrapping it up, by the way.
Yeah, they were fighting for the same cause in the university, for people to be to be part of the system, not really just have those temporary jobs at government institutions like UNISA. You get me? That's where they got their credibilities and get noticed by all these people. You get me? So it's a common way for them to go about it and focus on attracting those poor, I wouldn't say non-thinkers, but people that cannot like really take a stand for themselves. You feel like you can be a Goliath for them when as a political figure. Now it'll come back to my point of like Floyd Shivambu. It's a common trade that is usual in this country, where you'll find leaders as soon as they feel like they are moneyed enough or they are powered enough or connected enough, they feel like, hey, let us take our own route. So where is our country going with all this branching out? It's like we are creating our mini spaza shops, political spaza shops.
But isn't it what people have always wanted, proportional representation? That
the thing is it serving the holistic purpose? It's not.
I don't know if it's serving the whole purpose, but I also don't know if the opposite of that will serve the holistic purpose.
And you still
for so many years we had that system, it didn't work out.
That's why if you remember, we did an episode. I was calling for a revolution. I'm still saying.
Let's close it. Let's close it. This guy, World War III, revolution.
Chief, we cannot afford to stand with people that keep on lying constantly.
Yeah.
We cannot afford to stand with people who have their own agendas and principles. We need to stand up for ourselves and make critical decisions for ourselves that will benefit us and our people.
Yeah.
And if it needs to come to such, it will come to such. Like, these things of being scared and saying, okay, let's try out this paper things and what's so not. Let's see if this political
National
thing works.
dialogues.
I am tired of national dialogues, me. I'm no longer doing those things. I won't be affiliated to any party. I won't be affiliated to anyone. I'm following my route now, Chief. Yeah. I'm doing what's right and I'm doing what's correct. That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our episode. My name is Elvis Mulifimov. I'm with Theo and Skumbuzo. As you can see, someone is not here today. Kat was supposed to actually join us. Unfortunately, she called in sick, so you'll see her on the next episode. But otherwise, if you love the content that we are bringing you, please subscribe to this channel. We bring you this version of the podcast every Monday, 3 p.m. Right here on YouTube. And with that being said, I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.
Black people first. Shout out.